Hello students, welcome back to Turning Point classes. In this session, I discuss the first level questions from the fourth chapter of second PU physics, that is moving charges and magnetism. Let us start. The first question is the Earth's magnetic field at a certain point is 7 into 10 power minus 5 Tesla. This field is annulled. Annulled is nullified or cancelled by the magnetic field at the center of a circle conducting loop 50 centimeter in radius. The required current is. So that means the magnetic field produced by the flow of current through the loop is equal to the magnetic field due to Earth, but it is in opposite direction. So these two fields are in opposite direction, therefore the net field becomes simply 0. So indirectly it is given the magnitude of the field produced by flow of current through the loop is equal to 7 into 10 power minus 5 Tesla. So recall the formula P is equal to mu naught I by 2R. There is a formula for magnetic field at the center of a loop. This I take it as a magnetic field due to Earth. So these two are oppositely directed. So I want to find current I. I is equal to 2R B subscript E divided by mu naught. 2 into radius is given as 50 centimeters. So 50 centi is 10 power minus 2. This is 15 to 10 power minus 2. Magnetic field due to Earth, that is given as 7 into 10 power minus 5 divided by mu naught. Mu naught is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. So this 2 into 50 is 100. 100 is 10 power 2. The 10 power to 10 power minus 2, that gives us 1. I drop it. Now we have 7. Here 10 power minus 5, 10 power minus 7. 10 power minus 5 cancels. So 10 power minus 2 will be there. Bring it up. That gives us 10 power 2, 100. That is divided by 4. Pi approximately I take it as 3. That's all. So just approximate calculations. 7 by 3 is around 2 point something. I will take it as 2. 2 by 4. 2 by 4 is nothing but 1 by 2. That is 0.5. So 0.5 into 100. So around. So the nearest answer for this one is 56 ampere. C is the answer. Second one is a proton, a neutron, and an alpha particle enters a magnetic field perpendicular to the field with the same velocity. What is the ratio of the radius of circular class? This is one of the CET papers. So in the previous session also I discussed a similar problem. So we have to take QVB is equal to MV square by R. We have to take QVB is equal to MV square by R. If you remember, it's well and good. So R is equal to MV by QV. This is what we get. Since the problem they move with the same velocity, that is not a factor. Even magnetic field is also the same one. So radius is proportional to M by Q. Now we have to find the ratio. So proton, neutron and alpha. So R subscript P, R subscript P. The other one is R alpha. This is equal to. So proton, charge is 1, mass number is 1. Neutron, H12. That is neutron. Alpha particle, alpha 24. So these things we should know. Mass number of proton, 1. Charge is also 1. Is 2. Neutron, mass number is 2 divided by 1. For alpha particle, it is 4. Charge is 2. Simplify this. It is 1 is to 2 is to 2. So it is there in option A. This is the answer. The third question is a straight wire of length 1 meter carrying a current of 1.2 ampere is placed in a uniform magnetic field of 2 Tesla. The magnetic field is perpendicular to length of the wire. The force on the wire is. This is also one of the previous CET papers. So force on a straight conductor carrying current when placed in a magnetic field, the equation of the force F is equal to BAL sin theta. Because theta is equal to 90, magnetic field is perpendicular to length of the wire is given, and stop F is equal to BAL. Just we make substitutions. So B is given as 2 Tesla, current is given as 1.2, and length of the wire is given as 1. So this gives us 2.4 Newton. So that is option D. The next question is a straight wire of mass 200 grams and length 1.5 meter carries a current of 2 ampere. it is suspended in mid-air by uniform horizontal magnetic field B. The magnitude of B is. So here two forces are balanced. One is gravitational force which is acting in the downward direction. That is nothing but weight of the body acts in the downward direction, and to balance that magnetic force acts in the upward direction, so that it is suspended in mid-air. So equate these two. So in the fourth one, F is equal to mg, that is equal to force acting on straight wire placed in magnetic field is BAL sin theta. Theta is 180. Drop it. Now we got magnitude of B. B is equal to mg by IL. Mass of the wire is given as 200 grams. 200 gram is 10 power minus 3 kg. This is conversion. G is approximately taken as 10 divided by current is given as 2 and length is given as 1.5. Simplification. So this is 200 times 100 into 10, that becomes 1000, that is 10 power 3. 10 power 3, 10 power minus 3, that gives us 1. So this is equal to 1 by 1.5. Multiply numerator and denominator by 10, that gives us 10 by 15. So 10 by 15 is nothing but 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is 0.67 approximately. So 0.66, option D is answer. Next one is a current of 1 ampere flows through two infinitely long straight conductors separated by 1 meter in vacuum. The force between them is, of course, here is a definition of ampere. So I have a standard derivation. So at the end, define ampere making use of this relation. Maybe in second PUC it is a standard question. Definition of ampere. So this is the definition of ampere, where you get a force of 2 into 10 power minus 7 Newton per meter. Just a memory based question. This is option D and A. Next question is the deflection in a moving coil galvanometer falls from 100 divisions to 20 divisions when a shunt of chromium is applied. The resistance of galvanometer coil is so here shunt low resistance connected in parallel with the galvanometer. So here for the sixth one, so we are given a galvanometer. When there is a current of I flowing through galvanometer, the deflection is 100. But when you connect a low resistance, so called shunt, so this shunt resistance is given as 12 ohm. Theta deflection is directly proportional to current. Current is directly proportional to deflection. Larger the current, greater is the deflection. Now if you observe the deflection which was initially 100 reduced to 20, that means 120, if you take the ratio, that is 1:5. Only 1/5 of the current, initially I was the current flowing. Once you connect this, only 1/5 of I is flowing through galvanometer. The remaining current is diverted, that is shunted. This current is 4/5 I. So 1/5 is flowing through this. Therefore, deflection 100 has become 20. This ratio is 1:5 because there is a current of only 1/5 flowing through galvanometer. Remaining current is this. So galvanometer and this resistance, so called shunt, they are in parallel. Potential difference is the same. So current through galvanometer is 1/5 I. Galvanometer resistance, let me take it as G itself. That is equal to, here the current flowing through this shunt is 4/5 I. Shunt resistance is given as 12. Simplify. IA cancels, 5 cancels, G is equal to 48 ohm. C is answer of this question. So with this, I end today's session. If you have not watched my previous videos, link is provided. Go to that link and view previous videos. If you are not subscribed to Turning Point Classes, subscribe to Turning Point Classes. Share the link with your friends and like the video. Come back to next class. God bless.